Ladies and gentlemen, are you freaking kidding me? Most people are freaking out right now in the crypto space, and I'm licking my chops. Again, I'm Jason, creator of the TCP Supersystem. It's a crypto and stock analyzer I developed over 2 to 3 years to identify opportunity zones in cryptos and stocks. And what I do on this channel is bring you the system, signals, interpretations, not as financial advice or recommendations to buy or sell, but as learning opportunities to educate and to inform. My actions may not be suitable for you, so please consult a licensed advisor before making any investment decisions. I am not an advisor. This is not advice. But what I can tell you is I leverage this system to identify opportunity zones that I exploit, and it has done tremendously well for me. And I bring it to you because I want to, not because I have to. And if you get value out of solid TA on crypto or stocks, that's not your basic RSI, MACD garbage that most people put out there because they don't know any better, then check us out. I think if you just look at the videos that we put out recently, we're absolutely crushing these levels. And I would urge anyone to show me anyone that's nailing these things like this because I haven't seen it. And, this is really effective. And this is why it took me 2 to 3 years to do it. And you're not going to find this anywhere else. Uh, I have not made this publicly available. So I am the only way that you can get this content. So please like, share, subscribe. Help us keep growing. Help us get the message out there into the community. But today we got something special for you. A little XRP update. And I'm going to show you some really, I think it's disgusting personally. It should probably be illegal, but it's not. But what you're going to see on the screen, and let me actually change this view just a little bit for you so you can see it a little better. You're going to see XRP on a daily view on the left, weekly view on the right, and this is the TCP Supersystem. Again, it's been a few days. I've been out on vacation, back at the home base now, ready to get back at it. So there's three components: standard deviation, mean reversion methodologies, our main indicator, and our three hot sensors. But I want to show you this XRP graph on the daily. And well, actually, before I show you the daily chart, I want to show you this. This is truly just amazing. This is the XRP leverage liquidation heat maps. Okay, and you can see if you go back and look at our videos, we were calling for 260, 270 because it was in this range, right in this range here. But look at this candle wick that we had the other day when everybody lost their mind. Basically liquidated anyone on leverage, I would assume. Probably hundreds of millions of dollars if I had to guess. Of course, you don't really see much leverage down here, but you do see it here. But all that should be gone. Now we're starting to see a rise back up and some fluctuations in here. Probably just continued leverage liquidations. But we got a lot of leverage up here around the 315 mark. So my guess would be 315 to 330 is our next stop. Again, not financial advice, but I wanted you to see this because that's pretty remarkable. And if you look at this, I want to show you this on the weekly chart. There's that 260 range that we had identified, and that we had identified that prior to this move. So go back and look if you want to double check me. Make sure I'm not lying to you. But look at this. Is that not remarkable or what? One candle wick down right off the 200-day moving average. I mean, what's the sheer likelihood of that? I mean, it's so amazing. And a retracement right back up here to this 50-day moving average where we are today, around that 246 to 250 mark. Now, I will say it is looking pretty weak at the moment. So we'll see where XRP goes. Again, we're long-term holders. We don't really sell our XRP ever. We do add to it when we see these opportunity zones. But again, you can see up here in the top on the weekly, our standard deviation, mean reversion methodologies. We are down here in the lower extremes. It can tend to trend there for a few days before we actually get a bounce higher or really get some good price appreciation to the upside. We would expect to see this white line down here. We need it to penetrate back up into these upper extremes. When we start seeing that, I think that's our next run. Whether that comes prior to the ETF decisions, if our government can get their act together and get back in, get back to operating. Excuse me real quick. Let me get this off here. So we'll see what the government does. It's almost like all this is orchestrated. It's just kind of weird. I've never really seen that big of a market manipulation move, since I've been doing this. And it's just amazing the timing if you think about it. We know there's ETFs coming not only for XRP, but Avalanche, there's HBAR, I think there's Ondo, I think there's Litecoin, a whole host of ETFs coming. I think XRP has the most, or did before they asked them to withdraw all the applications. So we'll see what that new process looks like, see if they try to push it out until the end of year, which just buys them more time to get the financial infrastructure in place to make this transition. And, I want people to understand what is happening right now. Most people in the world have really no clue what's happening. They go through their day-to-day life, not really ever understanding financial markets. No one ever really teaches them. Half of them just listen to stockbrokers. Whatever they tell you, it's fine. And it's so bad. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I will never have a financial advisor in my entire life. I can promise you that. I do just fine on my own, and I like it that way. And that's why I build tools like this. So, um, but we're on the verge of seeing the biggest transformation that you could possibly ever see in your entire life, and that is the transformation of the financial system. The transition away from your traditional rails into new DeFi, blockchain, crypto-based rails that will speed up everything and change the way everything works. On the surface, you may not even know you're using it, blockchain or crypto, but most people, again, will have no clue. But that's what will be powering the underlying financial infrastructure. And it's truly remarkable the opportunity right now in some of these crypto projects. Now, I'm not here to tell you which ones to buy, but I am here to kind of educate you and inform you on opportunities. Whether it can be any crypto, it can be any stock. We have a whole list that we monitor. These alerts come in randomly. Uh, we are going to be sharing these alerts more real time with our community as we grow. We're building out a couple different things here that I'll announce much later, probably next year at this point. But XRP Army, XRP family, we love you. We hope this thing truly blesses you in the years to come as tokenization spreads across the world. All these assets are tokenized. I think that the growth there is going to be tremendous and it's going to be rapid. Again, most people have no idea. Um, but right now, again, XRP, you can see trading right off of that 50-day moving average. So we'll see where we go. Again, we are looking pretty weak at the moment down here in these extremes. Hot sensors are red, which is generally an exhaustive state. Even on the short term weekly, we're below the midline. We're only white, so that thing could really trend lower. Again, I would love to see it hit down here at 150 again. I would love to double up on my bag there. But so we'll see where this goes. And on the daily, just like we typically tell you on when we see uptrends, same thing for downtrends. We're in this confirmed downtrend with this red cloud. We typically get a move down, a retracement back to the bottom of the cloud, and then it goes lower. And we're down here in these extremes. So all this is not very positive. So just be careful here. Be patient. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity again to get back to that $3 zone and then move up from there. And if you go back and look at, I don't know what video it was, but we said for XRP, we need to see that 298 level hold. Excuse me. I think once we do that, we're probably off to the races. And we never really did hold that. Maybe a day or two back here. We were up around 303, 305, somewhere there. And then it just tanked. So that's where we are on XRP. Again, on the daily, which is more of a short-term outlook, all three hot sensors are white or gray below the midline. So that's showing weakness. So we want to see this thing cross over and or come on down and get into that orange or red zones where we see some diamonds. Again, diamonds are our favorite indicator, and you'll see them here on the main indicator. Again, and just to show you the effectiveness of this system, here's XRP on the weekly. This was back on July 14th. We had that level 3, darkest diamond we can get, peg the top, and then crash. There it goes. So now we're going to be looking for, again, we don't usually just trade off of support zones being the moving averages, but we are at a support zone here. I think it could go lower personally. But if we start getting diamonds, that's what we're looking for. And you can see that on that daily view, that one scam wick we saw down, we did get a level one diamond down here. We got a level one diamond the next day, and then we got a little retracement back up here, and now we got some more weakness. So, um, I mean, if you got in on this candle, congratulations. I mean, you've already rocked it, but wouldn't be surprised to see some continued weakness here, maybe through the rest of October. We'll see. But as these things change, we'll bring them to you. Again, Jason, TCP Supersystem, crypto equity analyzer, identifying opportunity zones, not recommendations to buy or sell. If you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit the hearts based on whatever channel you're on. We're on YouTube, X, TikTok, LinkedIn. We'll see you in the next one. We love our community. See you later.